Did you know whatever system you use to be productive may be a sophisticated form of self-sabotage? Every time you force yourself through another task marathon, you're draining the very mental energy needed for meaningful work. That's why, despite your endless to-do lists and productivity apps, you can feel perpetually exhausted. But there's a liberating truth waiting for you. In this video, we'll reveal the counterintuitive secret to 10 times productivity. You'll discover exactly how successful people preserve their mental energy. Plus, we'll share the one energy-draining habit that successful people use. Secret number 1. You've caught yourself staring at your laptop screen, paralyzed by indecision while that crucial deadline inches closer. Or perhaps you've surrendered to mindless scrolling despite promising yourself to complete that lingering task. Maybe you felt that hollow pit in your stomach, realizing you've spent all day busy, yet made zero progress on anything meaningful. Research shows decision fatigue accumulates with each choice we make, from breakfast options to email prioritization, while willpower behaves like an exhaustible muscle that depletes throughout the day. Consider productivity like an ecosystem rather than a production line. Forced growth depletes resources, while sustainable cultivation creates lasting abundance. Similar to Samwise Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings, whose gardening philosophy wasn't about controlling nature, but working with its rhythms. While incredibly effective, this approach challenges our cultural obsession with constant activity and visible busyness. So what happens when you stop treating your mind like an unlimited resource? Actually, productivity creates energy architecture, the strategic design of your mental resource allocation. Build energy boundaries. Identify your 3 most draining activities and schedule them only during your natural peak alertness periods. This simple realignment prevents the scattered approach depleting your cognitive reserves without results. By guarding your mental energy as the precious resource it is, you transform your output quality and sustainability. Remember, productivity isn't about managing time, but orchestrating energy with intention. Secret number 2. You've meticulously planned your day only to find yourself hijacked by every notification ping. Or you've carved out focused time, but colleagues constantly interrupt with just one quick thing. Perhaps you've settled into work, but suddenly your attention scatters to household tasks, family obligations, and random thoughts competing for mental bandwidth. Studies show your brain processes 11 million bits of information each second, while your conscious awareness handles merely 50 bits and requires a full 23 minutes to regain focus after each interruption. Studies by Dr. Cal Newport identify a phenomenon called attention residue, where fragments of previous tasks linger in your mind even after switching activities. This mental fragmentation transforms deep work into an uphill battle, like trying to hold a serious conversation at a rock concert. While creating distraction-free zones boosts output, many resist because their brains have grown dependent on dopamine hits from constant stimulation. What would happen if you designed your workspace around your brain's actual capabilities? Remarkably, productivity unlocks attention sanctuary, your protected cognitive space free from fragmentation and distraction. Design interruption firewalls. Establish 90-minute focus blocks using visual signals that signal to others you're in deep work mode. This leverages your brain's ability to build concentration momentum when given uninterrupted runway. The environmental boundaries protect your most valuable creative resource, sustained attention. Remember, your surroundings either amplify or undermine your focus in ways willpower alone cannot overcome. Secret number 3. You've faced the frustration of sitting down to work on an important project only to waste hours second-guessing every decision. Or experience those days when anxiety transforms simple tasks into overwhelming obstacles. Perhaps you've noticed the stark contrast between your productivity when feeling confident versus those days when imposter syndrome has you questioning every move. Research demonstrates negative emotional states narrow your thinking capacity and problem-solving abilities by up to 30%, while positive states expand creative thinking and pattern recognition beyond what traditional focus can achieve. Imagine productivity as a chemical reaction where your emotional state acts as the catalyst. The right catalyst accelerates results, while the wrong one shuts down the entire process. Consider Ellen Ripley from Alien. who didn't succeed through fearlessness but through emotional regulation, her ability to acknowledge fear while channeling its energy into focused action. While this emotional awareness dramatically enhances productivity, it contradicts our cultural narrative glorifying pushing through negative states. Could your emotional landscape be the hidden variable in your productivity equation? In essence, productivity generates emotional momentum, the conversion of emotional energy into focused output power. Implement state-shifting rituals. Create a 5-minute transition routine between tasks, including deep breathing, movement, and intention setting. This prevents emotional contamination between activities, allowing your brain to fully engage with each new challenge. By acknowledging your emotional reality, you transform it from obstacle to ally. Remember, your feelings aren't distractions from the work. They're the invisible foundation shaping everything you create. Secret number 4. You've blocked out hours for a project only to find yourself frantically finishing in the final minutes. Or you've set ambitious morning goals only to end the day feeling defeated by how little you completed. Perhaps you've stared at your calendar, packed with back-to-back commitments, wondering when you'll actually have time to think. Research reveals humans consistently underestimate task duration by 40% on average, a phenomenon called the planning fallacy. While your perception of time physically changes based on mental state, research by Dr. Daniel Kahneman eliminates how unrealistic time expectations create a productivity paradox, feeling simultaneously rushed yet unproductive. This time scarcity generates the same cognitive impairment as losing a full night's sleep, narrowing your perspective and degrading decision quality. While realistic time allocation dramatically improves output, it requires the counterintuitive step of planning less rather than more. What if your relationship with time is the invisible constraint on everything you're trying to accomplish? The truth is, productivity delivers temporal realism, an honest relationship with time's genuine requirements. Apply the 1.5 times rule. Multiply your initial time estimate for any significant task by 1.5, then block that expanded time with buffer zones between activities. This approach acknowledges your brain's inherent tendency toward time optimism and creates psychological safety for deep work. By embracing time's true nature rather than wishful thinking, you eliminate the chronic pressure fragmenting your attention. Remember, realistic time boundaries aren't limitations, they're the container that makes meaningful creation possible. Secret number 5. Having established these foundations, let's reveal the one energy-draining habit successful people secretly eliminated years ago. You've experienced the nagging guilt when taking breaks, convinced any pause signals means a lack of dedication, or pushed through exhaustion to finish just one more thing, only to make mistakes requiring twice the time to fix. Perhaps you've noticed your best insights often arrive during moments of non-work, while showering, walking, or falling asleep, yet continue to resist building these periods into your schedule. Research shows your brain's most innovative connections happen during periods of apparent idleness, when the default mode network activates, with the ideal productivity ratio being 52 minutes of focused work, followed by 17 minutes of complete disengagement. Research by Dr. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi on optimal performance reveals that sustainable productivity requires oscillation between intense focus and complete renewal, similar to how elite athletes train with intervals rather than constant exertion. This pattern of strategic disengagement enhances overall performance, like a bow that must be unstrung to maintain its power. While incorporating strategic non-productivity improves results, it generates resistance because it contradicts our cultural worship of constant action. What if the habit successful people eliminated was the belief that downtime equals wasted time? Fundamentally, productivity reveals strategic disengagement, the purposeful use of rest as a performance enhancer. Schedule recovery blocks. Insert 3 20-minute periods throughout your day when you completely disconnect from work and engage in replenishing activities. This practice allows your brain's diffuse mode to process complex problems in the background while your conscious mind rests. By reframing breaks as productivity amplifiers rather than thieves, you transform your relationship with work itself. Remember, sometimes the most productive action is temporarily stopping production. So which of these productivity secrets resonated most with you? Was it energy architecture, attention sanctuary, emotional momentum, temporal realism, or the bonus, strategic disengagement? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested to learn more about self-discovery, then be sure to watch our video about Stop These 5 Soul-Draining Habits Before It's Too Late to learn more about the power of you. See you there.